let's talk about offensive lines in the AFC North. So, man. I feel like, obviously, the Browns got the best offensive line, right? DeJuan Jones, Joe Antonio. They got Pollock at center, Teller, and then they have Conklin. I feel like arguably they do have the best offensive line in the AFC North. And then I feel like number 2, I'm going to be a hater. I just feel like the Steelers' offensive line still sucks. Our offensive line is perfect outside of guards. But again, you guys are right. I'm going to hold out my judgment until I see what Scott Peters does with Cordell Volson and Cody Ford. That's what I'll wait to see how this turns out. Obviously, there's still a chance we pick up another free agent guard. We also have Lucas Patrick as a backup, Jackson Kirkland, Matt Lee, who are also going to develop and get better. So I'll wait on that one. But for the Ravens, they got Stanley, who, I'm gonna hold out my judgment on that one. Andrew Voorhees, who probably will end up being really good. He was a 7th round draft pick, but reality-wise, he was supposed to be like a 2nd round draft pick, but he's towards ACL at the combine. Tyler Lindenbaum, who's been pretty good for them. Ofeli, who's like a 6'7" giant. And then Rosengarten, who was their 2nd round pick last year. So, let's be honest, they have Lamar Jackson. So, offensive line, it matters, but it doesn't, because when you have a mobile quarterback, you want to get a block for so long because your quarterback's probably going to be running around anyway. So, you know, it really doesn't matter as much when you got a mobile quarterback. The other 3 teams, we don't have mobile quarterbacks, so, and the Steelers might get Aaron Rodgers, so it's a good chance that situation might be a pocket passer as well. So the Ravens, I think their offensive line for their mobile quarterback works out very well. We have somewhat of a mobile quarterback. You know, Joe does put the wheels on sometimes, but other times doesn't work out too well. Not DeJuan Jones. Wait, hold up. Broderick Jones. Thank you. Had to really. DeJuan Jones is the Brownies guy. This is Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones, Isaac, Zach Frazier, McCormick, and obviously the guy from last year from Washington State, the right tackle. He was hurt last year, so he had a lot of injuries last year. He only played a certain amount of games. If I had to rank these, I'd say the Browns have the best. Ravens are probably 2nd because, again, depending on how their situation is. 3rd, I'm going to say us because I have faith in Scott Peters. I do have faith in Scott Peters, okay? It's just I don't usually have faith in the Bengals front office to give the best situations possible for our coordinators or for our coaches. But I have faith. My faith. And there's always a chance, again, we pick someone else up. But right now, this is the situation we're in, which is we have the guys listed in front of us. And I'm going to put the Steelers as the worst offensive line in the AFC North. Is that because I hate the Steelers? Yes. Part of it is because fluff the Steelers. But also, I don't know. The Steelers have had issues with the offensive line the last couple of years, just like we have. So, and if we're being honest, Mims is going to be an absolute unit this upcoming year, especially with Scott Peters. Freaking Mims is about to be the best right tackle in the league. And I full-heartedly will say that 1,000%. I think Teddy K is going to be 1,000 times better with Scott Peters. And I think that Atlanta Brown will be 1,000 times better with Scott Peters. And even at the end, if Cody Ford and Cordell Volson, even if they don't do amazing, okay, they're going to at least be 50 to 75% better. Even if they're not like, light years better, they're going to at least be a little bit better. But I also think that Jackson Kirkland probably will end up taking a big step forward too. Matt Lee as well. So there's also a good chance that we just end up going with Matt Lee at center, moving Teddy K to left guard where he was in New England, and then right guard ends up being Jackson Kirkland. But again, we're talking about right now. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Where would you rank these offensive lines? Because I might be a little biased because I really do not like the Steelers. So, I mean, I might be a little biased here, but I think for the most part, it's going to be a fun season. I want football season to be here, man. I am, we have to wait so long too, which sucks. 4 months, which, as we all know, feel like an eternity when it comes to waiting for football. But let me know below your thoughts and opinions. Who day, boys? Who day?